Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Great.
Thank you very much for the effort and yes, for joining us with this in this invitation in the last moment.
It's a pleasure.
So I'm going to present you the people is joining us. Here is the Crypto Plaza is one of the largest community, Spanish community. Here is a lot of people who is right now involved in several crypto projects. Let me introduce the people right now. They are going to join more people, but Franklin works in security, no, in some security things. Can introduce Franklin? No, Franklin, you're mute. No. Yes, no. Well, meanwhile, Luis Alberto is in a project that has right now 50,000 users in a crypto card that is Together Bank. It's one of the largest crypto bank in Spain. Luis Alberto?
Yeah. Hello. I'm the Chief Information Security Officer of Together.
Yes, and Juan in Crypto is B2Me. That is also one of the largest exchange. Yes, Juan, can you introduce yourself? No, we cannot hear you. You are mute.
I was saying that I'm on my way to Crypto Plaza, but okay. Yeah, I'm involved in multiple things in the crypto space.
Yes. So, Alex and Luis, Jose Luis they are investors, crypto investors. They are very risky crypto investors. They like leveraging a lot. So they love. So we are waiting for derivatives in crypto. So that's why we are really we were participating in the balancer. Balance process of distributing the token. So we were really happy with that. Jose García Caballero is a real estate crypto fund. Right now, last week, he has just completed the first real estate in tokens in Spain. Can you introduce Jose?
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah, we have already. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I haven't got any camera in this device. But hello, welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Yes, we have already finished the launchment of the first STO of a tokenized loan in Spain related to real estate. So we have just sent the tokens, security tokens, to the investors, and well, we are quite happy about it. So we want now to explore the possibilities of DeFi and security token, etc. And we are working on some on the hackathon. On a hackathon we are doing to make some balance pools with them, etc. And yeah, it's quite exciting everything right now.
So if you don't mind, Lee, we are going to record the meeting because out of our community, we have like 200 people in our community, most or less, and we have a reach of 20,000 users in different social networks in Spanish. So thank you very much. I have a presentation of Perpetual because today even without you, we are going to review Perpetual, but it would be really a luck to have you here in our community. So I have a presentation, but I prefer that you begin introducing the community, the project. Yes, we can, after all, if you want, I can do like a little bit presentation from my side. So open to you what you can present.
Okay, well, first, thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Well, first I can introduce myself a little bit. My name is Lee, and I live in Taipei, Taiwan. Originally, I come from Canada, but I've been living here for many years. And I recently got involved in this project about a month and a half ago. So actually, I'm sort of new to this project as well, but I'm in charge of the marketing for the project. So I've been really working hard to learn all about everything I can about the project. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Okay, right now, when I'm going to introduce the platform, right now you have finished the contest because we were like promoting a contest in order to test out of functionality. Can you, because right now, like the platform, you cannot, can you do like a demo or something like that to can see the platform? Or it would be great because as I understand, you have to be in the contest to can test the platform right now. I don't know what is the plans for the next months, weeks. Yeah.
Okay, actually, yeah, the contest just finished. It was a 2-week-long competition, just a trading competition to see who could earn the most money given a fixed initial capital. We gave everybody 10,000 USDT, and the results were pretty impressive. The winner ended up with over 100,000 in earnings, so it's pretty impressive. Actually, right now, anybody can go to the platform and try it out. The competition is over, so you can just go to the link. Maybe I can give you the link later.
Yeah.
But I can try sharing my screen. I haven't actually tried this before.
Yes, let me give you the rights to it. Okay, perfect. You must have the permissions.
All right, just a moment. Actually, maybe I can just share in the chat the link if anybody wants to visit it right now.
Is there going to be any other competition, or how is right now, in order to be involved, how can the community be involved in Perp right now? What are the next?
Yeah, there will not be any more competitions before we release our mainnet version. After the mainnet launch, we expect there will probably be some more competitions using real money. So at that time, if you want, you can participate. But right now, if people want to get involved in the project, the best way would be to join our Discord or our Telegram group and start getting involved in the discussion. If you want to get some financial exposure to the project, you can also buy the token. And right now we have a reward program on Balancer. We have a Balancer pool which you can stake in and earn
reward is very, very profitable, no? It's reward.perp.fi, no? It's
reward.perp.fi. And we also have a Medium article explaining more details about how to participate in the reward program.
Yeah, we are right now. We have more people here. We have 2 or 3 people right now staking in the reward. So we know anyway. We are going to explain that in the session. Yeah.
All right, that's great. So yeah, you can use the token in that way, and the token also eventually, once we're on mainnet, there will also be 2 other programs that token holders can participate in. One is the staking pool, and the staking pool will receive some of the trading fees as well as some like staking rewards every week. So that's one way that you can also get exposure to the project. And finally, we also plan, it's not a 100% official, but it's very likely that we will have something we call transaction mining. Basically, the idea will be if you trade on the platform as an early adopter, you will get some cash back rewards like the trading fees and the funding payments associated with the perpetual contracts will be refunded to you using the perp token. There's sort of a vesting period as well that we haven't 100% confirmed the details on, but it will provide a really good incentive for traders to come and trade. Basically, as an early adopter, you'll enjoy some fee-free trading, so no fees for trading, which will be pretty interesting.
What do you think about the derivatives in general in the space? What are your expectations? What about the volume that you think they are going to generate? I think right now it's like I understand Perpetual is like the decentralized way of BitMEX, or could be, it's like a So your introduction, what right now are your expectations? What are right now the role that are going to play derivatives in crypto? And what do you think are the main advantages between BitMEX and Perpetual?
Yeah, obviously it would be great to capture some volume from BitMEX or other centralized exchanges like Binance or FTX, but those are pretty big and well-known exchanges. So we have a lot of work to do to promote ourselves to get to that level, but it's certainly our goal. The main advantages that we offer over the existing platforms at the moment, I would say, is the key thing is the decentralized aspect. And we're currently right now, all the decisions are made by the development team, but quickly after the mainnet launch, we'll start to work on expanding our decentralization. So more and more decisions will be handed over to the community through our governance functions. And I think just the overall decentralized aspect will really give the platform a big advantage, mostly for users in areas that maybe they don't have access to the global financial system. And I think this is a major problem that cryptocurrency is trying to solve, and we're really excited to become part of that. So, in a lot of places, it's just not possible to open a brokerage account and start trading, even just basic trading, let alone derivatives trading. Derivatives trading tends to be even more regulated. So we really look forward to offering this solution to people who don't have access to the traditional financial system.
Another thing that for me is very impressive is what will be the process to create a new future, because I see in the page that you're going to create for Gold, for BTC, for a lot of things, but it would be like Uniswap in the way that one people can create, or will be in some way permissionless, or at least governance, a permission with the governance of the community. Well, because I think one of the important things in Perpetual is can be huge in terms of the assets or the crypto asset that can be included, no?
Yes. Yeah. So that is another thing that we hope to capture, would be the so-called long tail of assets, where we'll be able to support a lot of assets that are not so popular or not so mainstream, which would be really great. At the beginning, it will be limited to, like, the decision to include new assets will be done by the team for the first few months, but we're already working on ways that the community will be able to vote on new assets that can be added. The long-term goal would be to let anybody add assets either through the governance process or through other mechanisms. One reason that we're not opening this up right away is that there are some risks involved for the platform. So we need to move a little bit slower than some projects like Uniswap, where it's very easy to add any asset you want, and a lot of the risk is borne by the liquidity providers. So we don't really have liquidity providers in that same sense. So we do have to move a little bit slower in this regard. Another thing that we're looking at is to allow people to create private markets, where basically people could set up their own sort of market inside the protocol, where they could decide their own specifications for the contracts and other parameters, and would basically also be in charge of the risk as well. But I would say this is more of a medium-term plan, perhaps in a 3 to 6 month period.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pardon?
So if anyone have any question, let's do it. If the permits us to. Okay.
Or maybe I can give you a quick look at the
Yes,
trading
please.
platform.
Yes, please. Great.
All right, I'll just share my screen and see how this goes. Okay, so can you all see the trading platform now?
Yes, wow, we are in the maximum. We are long. We have to.
Well, let's zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, yes. We are in the massive levels.
So it should look pretty familiar to anybody who's used a cryptocurrency exchange. We're not really, also something to keep in mind is this is the test net, it's not mainnet, and we're recently onboarding designers, so we expect to have an all new design before the mainnet launch, but this is essentially the interface that we'll be using. It won't really vary a whole lot from this. And we use trading view for the chart. And currently the way it works, because we also use the XDAI layer 2 network for scaling purposes. Originally, we were going to launch on mainnet Ethereum, but the gas fees looked like they were going to be a pretty serious problem. So the decision was made to launch first on XDAI and run on XDAI for at least a few months. And just to give traders the ability to trade with basically no fees. At the beginning, the protocol will pay for the trading fees, the gas fees. There will still be trading fees on the platform, but gas fees will be paid for by us because they're really very minimal. For example, in our trading competition, we had over 30,000 trades done, and the total fees for gas were about 120, less than 130 US dollars for the over 30,000 trades done. So the XDAI network so far is working really well for us. The XDAI network does mean that you need to deposit your funds in the exchange. So if you're using MetaMask, this so-called layer 1 wallet is your MetaMask balance. So you can see my balance here, MetaMask, hold on. I'm not sure if you can see the MetaMask, but I have a 2,000 balance.
Yes,
and
yes.
Then the exchange balance is this so-called layer 2. These terms will be updated in the mainnet, but this is the exchange balance that you're able to trade with. And next, you would either open a long or a short position. So let's say we want to open a short position. It's been going up a lot. And you can enter either the amount in BTC, or if you want to use the collateral amount directly, you can do that. So let's enter 230. And then you can choose an amount of leverage. The maximum leverage you can choose in this interface is 10x. And as with most, because we use a AMM model, there is a potential for slippage. So you can set a maximum slippage as well. So let's just go ahead and trade that. So even though we're using XDAI as a scaling solution, you don't need to set up anything in MetaMask. It just works directly. So, all right. So now you can see down here at the bottom, I have a new open position. And there's some basic sort of statistics about this position. For example, liquidation price. So I opened a short. If the price goes above 18,500 roughly, then I will be liquidated. Now, something you have the option to do is to manage the margin. So currently my margin is 230. And you can also reduce this further. And that will allow leverage up to 20x. So if I reduce the margin a little bit.
La cámara está abajo, man.
I'll just approve that in MetaMask and in a few seconds.
But that does imply that you are below the margin ratio, so no?
Well, reducing the margin effectively will increase my leverage.
Okay, your decreasing price goes down. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So now you can see my leverage is close to 20x. The system limit is 20x, and the margin ratio is also very low now. So our minimum margin ratio is 5%. So if I go below 5%, I have the the risk of being liquidated. So the equivalent price for that, the liquidation price is, you can see it's actually quite close to the entry price. However, if I go, I am allowed to go below 5% for a certain period of time. I think it's a 15-minute period. So as long as I close my position before this time, or I manage, I could add more margin if I wanted. If I was feeling like I wanted to continue holding this position, then I could do that.
One question about this, Lee.
Sure.
Who is liquidation? Who is the agent who liquidates you? Is the protocol or is some external agent?
Actually, the liquidation is done by a keeper. So it's basically a liquidation bot. And currently the bot is run by the Perpetual protocol team. Okay. However, in the future, it will be possible, we will open source this bot and anybody can run the bot, or they can even write their own bot if they want to. And the bot would interact directly with the smart contract to perform the liquidation. So in theory, actually, this can continue to go down. And if nobody comes to liquidate me, then it will just continue going down. However, liquidation does give a bonus, like the liquidator will receive a bonus. Part of the remaining margin will be paid to the liquidator. So there is a pretty strong incentive to perform liquidations, especially with a large margin.
Other question, the PERP token in this transaction, what are the economics of the PERP holder, PERP token holder? This earned from the transaction fee or for what?
Yeah, in terms of the regular trading, the PERP token is not used. So the PERP token is a utility token used for governance mostly. Now, to incentivize people to participate and hold the token and participate in the governance process, PERP holders can stake the PERP tokens in the liquidity, in the staking pool. So after mainnet, there will be a staking pool where the token holders can stake, and as a reward for staking the tokens, stakers will receive 50% of the trading fees from the platform distributed proportionally to the stakers, as well as some staking rewards, which are basically the tokens, the PERP tokens issued on a fixed schedule, which can be seen in our documents. So a proportion of those PERP tokens will also be given to the stakers as the staking reward.
Okay, so that is similar in some way to Uniswap. That is charged 0.3% of each transaction. Is in some way similar. It's I understand. No?
Yeah, somewhat similar, although it's my understanding that will come to an end. So in terms of the PERP token, unless governance at some point decides against it, we foresee that in the future, there will always be the staking pool where stakers can continue to receive the rewards from the staking pool.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the interface?
About the pending rate, that is something that sometimes is important to understand, because sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. No, you can really explain a little bit, because that's really important.
Yeah. Well, the funding rate and the funding payments in perpetual contracts are intended to keep the price of the contracts as close to the spot market rate as possible. So basically what happens is as people open more positions, let's say right now people continue to open long positions because they believe that the market will continue going up in BTC. So as people open more long positions, the mark price, which is the price on the exchange, will continue to increase, even beyond the index price, which is the spot market price where available elsewhere at major exchanges. So to reduce this effect a little bit, there are funding payments. So every hour, people who have longs will have to pay people who have shorts the funding rate. And currently we show an estimated funding. This funding will continue to be updated until the end of the hour, the top of the hour, where the funding rate will finally be calculated, and anybody with an open long position will have to pay the short positions. Now, let's say we're in a bear market and the price is, everybody is betting that the price will go down, so there's more shorts than longs, then this mark price will likely be below the index price. So the opposite situation will be true, where we'll see a negative funding rate and all the short position holders will have to pay long position holders every hour.
And is every hour. So if you avoid this moment, you are avoiding the fee, or if you have stayed almost all the hour, they are going to change, even if you go out in the last time, in the last moment.
Yeah, it only happens every hour. So if you close your position before the top of the hour, then you will avoid paying the fee. However, you will be paying the trading fees, and
yeah.
I mean, it may not, you have to do a calculation to know if it's better to keep the position open or to close the position and avoid that funding fee. So it sort of depends on your calculation as a trader.
Only if you're going to go out, better to go out before the time. But in order to do trading, as I understand, is not is useful, because as I understand, the trading fees is more important than the funding fee. That is very small usually, because it's really. How is usually be determined? Because we are see here 0.009. How is the APY funding rate in general, or how can we? Because I understand this is each hour, so have to multiply of the hours of all the year. So are there some maximum or minimum funding interest rate?
There is no maximum or minimum, to my knowledge. So in terms of APY, it works out to be quite a lot. I don't know exactly how much, let's say, this 0.0098 would be, but if basically you're multiplying by 24 and then for the entire year. So I'm not an expert at doing math and I'm not a trader, but definitely the funding rate, if you consider as an API value, would be pretty high.
Okay, and so sometimes it could be even very profitable to stay in the position that is liquidity required in some way.
Yeah, if you are earning the funding rate, it could be quite profitable. So what we expect a lot of people to do, in fact, is to take a position on our exchange that lets them earn the funding rate, and then they will take the opposite position outside at another exchange or in some other way. So essentially, they will be in a cash position, market neutral position, in which case they can just earn the funding rate without worrying about the market risk.
That's interesting, really interesting, because you can be short of Bitcoin and to have Bitcoin. So that would be profitable. But we have a liquidity. You have to be sure that you have the liquidity, sufficient liquidity to have this kind of, in case losses. Yeah, would be profitable. Okay, so really, I don't know if someone have any other questions about that.
Yes, I have several questions for you. My name is Javier. I would like to know when are you planning to launch the platform into the real market, trade market? This is the first question. Second, I don't see on the platform the take profit or stop loss button. For me, I think it's very, very important if you are trading to have a stop loss position on take profit. I cannot see it on it. Maybe it's because it's on on testnet. And the last question is, why don't you have any contact button or service where you can ask several questions? Because sometimes I get lost. I cannot I cannot make a withdrawal maybe, and I have to contact with somebody. And for me, it's very important if the platform has a customer service. That's all the questions. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your questions, Javier. Actually, there is a contact button. You can use this Discord button here. That's the current option that we have available. And we do have some community managers working on our Discord, so you can usually get an answer about any time of day. But this is a good question. Maybe we'll have to do some more to make this obvious and easy to use for users who need help, because for sure some people will need help or encounter issues and have some questions. So thanks for that question. Your other question is easier to answer, so I'll first answer the mainnet question. We don't have a fixed date for our mainnet launch yet, but it's looking like we'll be within 2 to 4 weeks. So you can look forward to that, and we're definitely excited to launch that on mainnet. Your second question, yes, stop loss or limit order function. Actually, for an exchange running on Ethereum, like a decentralized exchange with, especially with the AMM model, this is actually not very easy to do. We're working on solutions to offer this, and it may in fact be offered by a third-party developer that we may give we have a developer grant program, and we may do it through that way. But we during the trading competition, many users also requested a limit order function. So it's not available yet, but it's definitely a major part of our roadmap. So we'll be looking into how to solve that problem. And I mean, it is being offered already by some exchanges like 1inch. They do have a similar kind of function. So we know it's possible. And so we're looking into different ways to offer this.
One question, it's possible to connect via API to your project? So I don't know, in order to build some kind of application on top of your derivatives?
Yes, it's not possible right now, but this is another thing that we are working hard to build. The development team is exploring some different options, how to offer this service as well. One option is to work with an outside provider. But we haven't decided on what solution we're going to use yet, but definitely providing an API is very important, because we know a lot of traders want to use their either their own software or some other way to link directly with our platform.
In Crypto Plaza, we have some projects that are some arbitrage. They do crypto arbitrage, and they connect with centralized exchanges in order to do like automatic arbitrage transactions. So I have to present the project.
Yeah, so this will definitely be a very important feature, because we will rely on arbitragers to come in and reset the market if it's going too far in one direction. So definitely API is one of the major features that we're building, or we're looking to solve right now.
I don't know if you have other questions.
Hi, Lee. One quick question. So you probably said it already. You take the graph from a trading view, but where do the price come from?
Okay, great question. Well, there are two prices: the index price and the mark price. So the index price, actually, maybe you can see now, it says that it says the Oracle price, but the index price or the Oracle price comes from Chainlink, which you might be familiar with. So Chainlink is a price Oracle feed, and a big problem that some projects have with using a price Oracle is front running. So to avoid front running, we are using the TWAP, which is the time weighted average price of the Chainlink feed. So it would take the index price would basically show, I mean, this is updated more frequently, but when the index price is used to calculate the funding payment, so each hour it will take the TWAP of the previous hour and use that to calculate the funding payment. And the second price that we see is the mark price. So that's the current trading price of the perpetual contracts. And basically this price is determined by how many longs or shorts are currently open in the market. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, I think it does. So if I want to open a position, I would take the mark price and the index price is as a reference.
The index price would basically tell you whether you will be paying or receiving the funding payment. So if the mark price is above the index price and you are long, then you will be paying the funding payment. And if as is the case now, if the mark price is above the index price and you are in a short position, then you will receive the payment funding. Sorry, the funding payment. It's getting a bit late here. When you open a new position, you will actually see a new price down here, which would be the entry price. So let me just, let's see here.
One question, Lee. Where you can see the funding profit or you can see in the page where are the costs?
Okay. At the moment, we plan to integrate this information into the platform a little bit better, but the funding payments would be shown in this position history. So I don't know. I'll try. Okay, it's actually not online at the moment, but we will have we will have a interface that will show the history of your funding payments, which will also show, you know, how much you've paid in total for funding payments. During the competition, this position history was active, and it's been taken offline for updates. So please check back later.
Okay, thank you. I have interrupted you.
One more question. How much are the fees on the trades for a long position and for a short position? Do you know it?
Yeah, the trading fees at the moment is 0.1%. And we are discussing the possibility that we might increase this a little bit, because at the beginning, after we launch on mainnet, we'll have as I described earlier, we'll have a transaction mining reward program. So this will basically allow traders, early adopter traders, to receive a rebate on their fees. So we feel like if we increase the fee a little bit, then we can get more, because the refund will be provided in perp tokens. So if we want to put more perp tokens into the hands of users, this would be a great way. But this is still under discussion. So at the moment, the exchange fee is 0.1%.
Okay, thank you.
One question about the tokenomics of the PERP token. You mentioned before that 50% of the commissions will go to you will deliver to the staking persons. The rest of the commissions will buy back any of the tokens, and also in terms of issuance for every year, which percentage of tokens will you issue as a new tokens? Or is a fixed amount?
Okay, I'll answer your first question first. So 50% of the fees of the trading fees are given to perp stakers, and the other 50% goes into an insurance fund. So in some instances, it might be possible that if a position is liquidated too slowly, that the perpetual protocol might lose some money. So to compensate for this, we'll have an insurance fund. So 50% of fees from trades will go into the insurance fund. We don't have any plans at the moment to do token buybacks. It's definitely possible in the future. Maybe the governance will decide to do some token buybacks, but at the moment we don't have this this plan. And your second question was about the release schedule. The token supply right now is fixed at 150 million, and it's divided in different ways. And each of these different categories will have a different release schedule. So it's a little bit complicated, and I don't have it committed to memory, I'm sorry to say, but it's explained in more detail in our docs. So if you check out the...
there's a maximum supply, no? There's a fixed supply.
There is a fixed supply. However, it is possible for governance to increase the supply for whatever reason. However, it seems pretty unlikely. I mean, people who have voting power in governance will also be token holders. So it seems very unlikely that token holders will want to increase the supply.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much.
Okay, I don't know if you have any other question. So first of all, thank you very much, Lee, because it's very ¿cómo se dice? Tarde.
Late.
It's very late in Taiwan, no? So thank you very much for staying with us, because you have to be in the bed or you die the dinner. Thank you very much. Yeah. Is a company, is a Chinese company, or Perpetual? Who is?
Yeah, Perpetual Protocol is started by we have two founders, and they are Taiwanese. And they have a long history of opening different startups, including working in Silicon Valley. So in terms of company culture, it's a very Silicon Valley type of culture. But most of the team are Taiwanese people based here in Taiwan. And we do have some team members outside of Taiwan, but for the most part, it's a Taiwan-based company. Yeah.
No, you have invested para very important VC funds in the crypto space. So I see very important investment. So congratulations, congratulations to join to this project. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's should be credited to the founders. They did a really great job during their investment round. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have any other question. If not, we are going to let you leave. If you want, you can join with us, because it's very late for you. And really appreciate your time. I don't know if you have any. Well, I know that in Discord there are a lot of people talking. We will for sure join a lot of people from to the community. I think it's a very promising project. Yes, decentralized derivatives going to, and the permissionless in the future will be also amazing, because I think that they permit a lot of things.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Anyway, it's been really nice talking to you. Great to meet you. And we welcome anybody who wants to come and discuss in our Discord. Also, we expect probably in the next few weeks, we may start a Spanish language chat as well, maybe in Discord or in Telegram.
Would be great. So, we will join. Yeah. We will join to active.
Okay. Yeah, it would be great to have you, and we definitely look forward to having more Spanish-speaking users.
Yeah, sure. So we will be there when you open. Well, we will be there in English, but if it's in Spanish, it will be better, because I think in Spain sometimes it's not so easy to understand English for Spanish people, because we translate a lot of things here, and yeah, sometimes we have some difficulties to talk. As you can see, I talk very bad, but I try to do it.
I don't agree. It's a pleasure, and I thank you very much for speaking in English, because I don't really understand Spanish too well. So
Okay, thank you very much. So
Thank you for that.
invited to lead, but thank you very much for your time. We will want to continue with the sessions. Okay.
Okay. I will be going to bed. So great to meet you all, and good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Lee.
you, Lee.
Thank you, Lick.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Take care.
Night.